Hello there, and welcome to the 4th of December. It is the 4th day of December. I hope you've had a good December so far, and you've opened the 4th window on your Advent calendar today. We are going through the book of Revelation. Advent is a time not only when we're looking forward to Christmas, but a time when we are remembering that Jesus said he would come again. He would come a second time, and this time he would come to judge the earth. And Revelation is the last book of the Bible, and it is a book that tells us about what happens when he comes to judge the earth. It's written by a man called John, who was given a vision, and he saw Jesus, and then Jesus told him messages for the 7 churches that were existing at the time in Asia. And they were messages of good news and bad news, messages of hope and challenge, messages of encouragement as well, really. Challenge that led them to become better, even better, not to turn away from the good things that they'd done, not to give up, particularly in the difficult things that they were facing. Now our focus changes. We've heard the message to the churches, and now John sees something else. We're going to see what heaven is like. So here we go, Revelation chapter 4. After this, I looked up and saw a door that opened into heaven. Then the voice that had spoken to me at first, and that sounded like a trumpet, said, "Come up here. I will show you what must happen next." Right then the Spirit took hold of me, and there in heaven I saw a throne and someone sitting on it. The one who was sitting there sparkled like precious stones of jasper and carnelian. A rainbow that looked like an emerald surrounded the throne. 24 other thrones were in a circle around that throne, and on each of these thrones there was an elder dressed in white clothes and wearing a gold crown. Flashes of lightning and roars of thunder came out from the throne in the center of the circle. 7 torches, which are the 7 spirits of God, were burning in front of the throne. Also in front of the throne was something that looked like a glass sea, clear as crystal. Around the throne in the center were 4 living creatures, covered front and back with eyes. The first creature was like a lion. The second one was like a bull. The third had the face of a human, and the fourth was like a flying eagle. Each of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings, and their bodies were covered with eyes. Day and night they never stopped singing, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord, the all-powerful God, who was and is coming." The living creatures kept praising, honoring, and thanking the one who sits on the throne and who lives forever and ever. At the same time, the 24 elders knelt down before the one sitting on the throne, and as they worshipped the one who lives forever, they placed their crowns in front of the throne and said, "Our Lord and God, you are worthy to receive glory, honor, and power. You created all things, and by your decision they are and were created." And that's the end of our 4th chapter. It's a really short chapter, isn't it? Chapter 4, but my goodness, it's full of quite a lot. So there's this vision of heaven as being like a great palace, and these thrones, the mighty throne, and I love the idea of this sort of emerald rainbow being around the throne. It sort of glows with a radiant and vivid iridescent light. And then there are elders, and then there are these creatures, and traditionally the 4 creatures, the lion, the bull, the human, and the eagle, those are the same symbols that we have for the 4 gospel writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew is seen as in the form of a human being, Mark is seen as a lion, and Luke is the ox, and the eagle is John. But I just love the way that they're just these majestic creatures, really kind of, it's almost kind of Narnian, isn't it? Really sort of science fiction, and the way that they're covered in eyes. I think that's just the fact that they're all seeing. They're able to see right deep down and to see everything that goes on. But the way that there's this amazing worship. So those 4 phenomenal creatures are worshipping God, talking about his holiness and his power, and the way that he is the one. And then there's these elders as well who are crowned, and they too speak about the way that God is worthy of all praise, how he created all things and is the mighty and all-powerful one. It's quite a vision, something that's kind of beyond our understanding. But I think it's the way that it sets up heaven as being something unearthly, something that we can kind of connect with, because it speaks about power and majesty and might and the worthiness and the praise of God. But at the same time, it is beyond our understanding. It's something that's literally out of this world. But it's a great vision to think about, particularly at this time, as we think about the way that Jesus came and was born in that stable, and was born, in a manger, in a home that wasn't his, away from home, and just the poorest of the poor, and nothing like this. This is the exact opposite of what it's going to be like when he comes again. When he comes in majesty and power and might, and will be glorified and worshipped by everybody. Really spectacular, this vision of heaven in chapter 4 of Revelation. So thank you for joining me for that one. Join me tomorrow when we'll join together for chapter 5 of Revelation, and we'll find out more of what happens in heaven. So come and join me then. All the best. God bless. Have a good day.